Alright, welcome to the Warrior Shrine. It's on. I'm Django.
You nailed it.
Temp's here too.
Hi.
That's a cyborg you hear. Don't, it's all good. And who else is here? Fucking Down for Reality's here again. Yeah. What's up, man?
Hello. How's it going?
it's hyped through the roof.
We should probably spearhead this right off the bat. I'm here to inject some positivity.
We're here to do a lot of retconning.
Yes.
From what it seems like. There's been apparently a perceived lack of, positivity on the part of us. And that's cool. If that's the way it comes out, if that's the way it comes off, that's the way it is. But it's not exactly how we feel, so we're misrepresenting the thing, I think. Tim might hate everything. I'm putting words in his mouth. I shouldn't do that. But,
Some days.
No, he always hates the game. He thinks it's trash. I like it. I like this game a lot. I think it's sick. And, Cyborg, he fucking... What do you like about this game? Is there anything you like about this game?
Dude, I'm so ready for MK11. This is some trash-ass shit.
I've said this a billion times. I sound like a fucking broken record in every comment section everywhere. But I swear, this whole thing where we sound negative is because of speculation fatigue. Like, I'm ready for this game to be out. I'm so hyped to play it that the idea of speculating is kind of anti-hype for me a little bit. And we've known like the whole roster for so long now. Like that's never happened before.
It doesn't help that the roster just sucks. So like, there's not a single character that I feel like a fan actually would want.
Okay, see, I actually about 3/4 of the way feel that way, but it's okay because I like the actual video game, so it's okay.
Where is Zod? That's what I'm wondering.
I'm wondering where's Shazam. Where's characters that like should probably be in here because they're awesome, but it doesn't matter because the game itself is cool. We have some DLC characters to talk about. That shit has gotten me hype. I hate this game so much. It's a piece of shit. I actually just got through upgrading my pre-order. I'm getting the digital deluxe or whatever that's called. Is that what it's called?
Something like that, yeah.
What the fuck is a Dr. Fate? Like, why do people even care about that guy?
Because he's
not even a
Ermac.
real doctor. He's not even a real doctor.
I'm pretty sure people just like him because he's Ermac.
It's just Mr. Fate to me.
I think he's Ermac.
Strange ripoff. Yeah.
He's a clone. After Doctor Strange was created in Marvel, they just fucking made Dr. Fate to try and compete.
He's not a doctor.
I understand that.
I learned that.
Said that.
It kind of blew my hair back whenever it is like, what? All right, that's cool.
I do have a theory about Shazam, though. Because I give this a B+ roster. I think the roster's okay. I have a feeling in this game they wanted to give all the non-Injustice 1 characters a chance, and in the next game they're going to bring in Constantine and they're going to resurrect a whole slew of people. I think that's what's going to happen, but we'll see.
I mean,
roster gets an F- for me.
Resurrecting rosters is resurrecting.
What happens when you start recording at like 3 in the morning?
It is, man. I'm feeling old as shit right now. Like, dead characters is never a problem. That's. I mean, look at this fucking roster. We got Jokers, we got Arrows, we got other dead people. It's that's not an issue. The issue is, I don't care. I just want to play this game. What are we even talking about right now? Can we play this video game?
Did everyone see the stream? Did everyone check out the gameplay demonstrations for Darkseid, Green Lantern, Green Arrow?
Yep.
No, Cyborg hasn't seen shit. He doesn't even fucking care about this shit.
No, I don't watch that shit, man.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
No, that ain't me. As soon as Captain Cold was announced, I was like, psh, psh, psh. I'm out of this.
Love it. Darkseid looks rad. I'm hyped for Darkseid. How you guys feel about Darkseid?
I think we have at least 3 people in this call playing Darkseid, honestly. I think that at least 2.5 people are checking out Dark Side.
That's interesting because I feel like that's going around. That's like an epidemic. Like we're all gonna check out a little bit of Mr. Chill-A-Lot or whatever his name is. We're all gonna play him. Bane looks fun, man. Like it feels like the characters that are cool, everybody's digging them.
Oh yeah, Bane's my number 3.
Am I wrong about that? Is he?
I actually don't know if that's sarcasm or not. Is he actually number 3? I don't know.
It depends where he falls on your list. I haven't decided. If he's like your number 2, I might put him at number 2.
I would say he's probably my number 4, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Why is that what you're thinking? I don't understand.
What?
Number 4?
Yeah.
Okay, so you
I decided that before you even said what you said. Grodd, what do you feel like Grodd is for you? Because I'm thinking number like 2. A strong number. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Number 2. That's where he is for me.
See, man, like it's another fun issue. There's a whole. I want to do a whole episode of this podcast specifically talking about mains. Mains is an interesting thought, and word gets thrown around a lot these days. But mains are important, and mains are something that's a little touch and go with me with this game, but it's okay. I'm fine now. I'm cool. But
mains, yeah,
I gotta like my character because it's kind of like a marriage. It's like you and me are gonna be in there for the good times and the bad guys, bro. The good times and the bad guys. The good times and the bad guys. Like whenever we're gonna kick ass together, we're gonna get our asses kicked together. And if at the end of the fight, I'm like looking over at him being like, you know, that was on you. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to feel that way. Same with the victory. So I gotta like that dude. And in this game right now, I'm going to be doing that with Damien. And I'm going to be looking at that dude. That dude's going to get some looks from me. I'm still going to be doing it. He's still my number 1, day 1. He's going to be my main. But mains are tough.
I think he's a good fit for you. I think Damien's going to fit in really well with your playstyle.
It was interesting
a really
hearing.
Good topic. Mains is interesting to talk about. Yeah, go on.
It is. No. Yeah, mains is super, super interesting. It was interesting hearing Maximilian talk about Robin, and about how he's not super easy to use. That interested me some. I hope that's not for. I hope he's not too tough to use. I don't think it will be, though. I think the only way to make him too tough for me to use is to make him a grappler. I'm not really good at grapplers. That's why I didn't use Shazam too much in the first one. But beyond that, I'm still he's still my guy. And then number 2 is right now. What? No, fuck. Number 2 now is Sub-Zero. Whenever he gets here, like that shit's gonna be hype. I don't care about the weird way he looks. How do you guys feel about how he looks?
Sub-Zero. Okay.
Yeah, Sub-Zero.
Not feeling it.
Well, we're supposed to be positive on this episode, right?
I'm hype as shit for actually all the first DLC pack. I'm very happy.
They revealed 5 characters. I'm pretty happy with like most of them. So
I am too. I'm happy for Lord Raiden. That's gonna be sick. I hope he is designed as weird as Scorpion and Sub-Zero have been. That looks like Azrael back there, though, doesn't it?
Cyborg had a good theory on that. You want to roll with that, Cyborg?
I just said it. I mean, to me, it looks like a gorilla, and I can't see anything else. Even if you zoom in on it, on top of the head, it looks like fur. It's got like the little hairs and everything. So I have a hard time believing that's a hood. So I thought the only thing that makes even remote sense to me is either A, it's just not indicative of what the actual character is going to be. That's why it's not very descriptive. Like Raiden and Black Manta are the 2 that I feel like are the characters. The other ones could just be whatever the fuck. But the one character that did come to mind is maybe Beast Boy in like a transformed form. So like he's in a gorilla form, but then his actual gameplay will feature many different animals. So maybe it's just him and gorilla looking, because that just looks like a fucking gorilla to me.
It could be. That's a. I think what's actually going on here is that, and we're speculating here, which I love doing, but it's nice because we haven't had anything new to speculate on since like what, January? Because we've known all these fucking shits, and we have new information now. It's crazy. It's a whole new world. I don't think they got Spawn
I didn't see him, no.
So I'm thinking that maybe that's why they brought in Azrael, because he's a Todd McFarlane character, right? I mean, he's DC, obviously, but Todd McFarlane did him like he did Venom, I think.
Well, the thing is, Todd McFarlane confirmed that they gave the rights to NetherRealm. Like, that is, like, we know they can make Spawn if they want to, so it'd be really weird if he's not one of the DLC.
I just feel like Azrael would be such a weird choice to me. I don't know.
He would be weird. I think it's... I think it's a little goofy having both him and Red Hood in the same game. Both Damien and Red Hood, sorry, in the same game. But if you have Damien, Red Hood, and Azrael in the same game, it's like... You got two other characters that do Damien way better than Damien. Why are you doing Damien? Because it's like, if you want an angsty, brutal killer Robin, you know, Jason did that whole album and it was great. If you like a Robin that's kind of mixed in with Ra's al Ghul, Jason still did that. If you like the Robin that's like, you know, has a higher sense of justice, an absolute sense of justice, and he's all whatever, that's Azrael's bag, man. It's like, what are you doing here, bro?
I think
I do agree that... Well, yeah, go on.
I was just going to say, I think there's a strong theme going on here that they already said that if there's a character that's missing from the roster that you feel like just has to be in the game, should be in the game, they said, or at least Ed was quoted as saying, that they're likely going to be a part of the 9. And I think everything they've revealed so far, sans maybe Raiden, doesn't really fit that bill, because I don't think... A lot of people were like, man, you gotta have Raiden in this game. I don't think that was a thing, especially because he got beat up by Johnny Cage in the MK poll, which obviously Sub-Zero took first, Johnny Cage second, Raiden third. So that makes that a little bit awkward. But with Black Manta and then the first 3 that were actually shown, I feel like all of those were really good candidates for people that people were actually demanding. And so far they've delivered on that. They've lived up to that statement, and I think the rest, or at least most of the rest for the most part, will live up to that as well. And one that's high up there is Beast Boy. And I guess my point in mentioning all this is Azrael was not in like the top 15 mentioned characters. In terms of the polls that I looked at, he was not in the top 15, so it'd be a little bit odd for me to see him on there. He hasn't been relevant in a while.
Yeah, I haven't.
I mean, you know, it's possible. I don't know.
I mean, I like the design. I don't know anything about him, but I've pretty much got what I want already, so I'm pretty open-minded to whatever DLC they give us at this point. Obviously, there's some characters I prefer. I mean, I made a whole fucking list on the Nethercast, so clearly, but right
That's
now...
That's a good point. Yeah. No, I agree. I'm happy with the DLC as it stands right now. Obviously, like... It sounds weird because I've wanted a billion characters that aren't in this game, but like, I'm not greedy. I got Robin and Sub-Zero, so I'm good. I'll probably check out some Red Hood. What else do you want?
I think we're all in the same boat. We all have preferences when it comes to DLC, but I don't think there's anybody that we're hanging on to being revealed at this point. We have either on the initial roster or through DLC, especially, I mean, Django was hoping for Sub-Zero because that adds to the characters he was going to play, but for the rest of us, we were all fucking, like, super happy with the initial roster as well, and just to see so many fan-demanded characters added to the initial roster, and then DLC, they're just delivering Starfire and Red Hood and Sub-Zero right out of the gate. Like, I expected them to split those guys up to kind of carry their own packs, to have them all fucking right in the first pack, and then also tease that we're getting Black Manta on top of that, another fan-demanded character that's pretty high up on those lists. He was like number 5 on the poll that I looked at of 200 people like voted for Black Manta. I think they're delivering on that, and I can't be greedy at all. I would like to see Katana, like DC's Katana, in the DLC, but if she doesn't make it, oh well, I have like 8 characters I want to play in this game, so I can't complain at all either. I think we're all on that same kind of boat where we got at least a couple of characters to be excited about at the least.
Well, I'm pretty confident that's her on the right anyway. You can see the sheath, so a woman with a sword sheath, I will see. I could be wrong about that, but well, I mean, going back to Sub-Zero though, I was fine with the design until I saw they shadowed out his face. That's the only thing I'm not crazy about, because Sub-Zero's not a mysterious ninja anymore. He's Kuai Liang. accent the fact that he's quietly angry. You know, I think that's a missed opportunity. But right now, it looks like one of those like fucking collector statues. So that's not so awesome.
He looks very similar to Scorpion's fucking Injustice look.
The hood doesn't fit Sub at all.
Well, I'm actually okay with it. I like the blue hood because that's the exact opposite of what they gave us in MKX. It's just the shadowed out face and the feather prints that I guess are supposed to be icicles. I'm sure we can change all the shit with gear, but I doubt we'll change. Yeah, and I get that. That makes sense. I seriously doubt the shadowed face is going to be changeable. Because if we can't take sleeves off Bane, there's no way we're going to be able to get Sub-Zero a normal-ass face. Which is fine. I'm probably not going to play. So.
I disagree with that. I think we're going to get all sorts of different masks for Sub-Zero. I mean, that's got to be one of his items is the mask itself along with the hood. Like, the whole headdress has to be changeable, and I think the hood is the only one that makes any sort of sense to darken out his face. You can't have regular Sub mask with the MKX look. You can't have that with a dark face. That makes no sense. It's only darkened because the hood is supposed to give it like a shadow.
Well, you could if they're gonna run with like maybe like a Bai-Han type approach, and they want
I guess
to be that sort of thing. Which I mean, he doesn't like. He kind of feels a little bit noobish. I mean, it's tough to say because the dude fucking walked. But like, just with all the black and with the hood is a big part that feels noobish to me.
It doesn't look like it doesn't look like something Kuai Liang would wear. So no. I agree with that. No.
Well, it doesn't look
like. And there was no scar either. That's kind of a thing, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can. Yeah. He looks kind of undead, like in the torso area. Like his skin is weird.
I noticed that he had some of that like that shit that Scorpion used to have.
Yeah.
Which immediately makes it seem Netherrealmy, which again is like Noob Saibot shit. Maybe it's Bai-Han.
That'd be interesting. Yeah,
I wouldn't hate that. It sounds like he's been busy over in the Mortal Kombat games.
Well, I'm curious how he's going to play. Like, so, to me, it's a non-canon Sub-Zero, so I can't really get too bent over whatever they do. But I'm curious to see. I want to see how Sub-Zero is interpreted in the Injustice engine. His Scorpion was very fascinating, despite how ridiculous that character was. And
how do you guys feel about like the ice swords?
I love them. Cryomancer is what I love best about Sub-Zero. I have a feeling the clone's going to be an ability. Be ready for that. I could be wrong, but we'll see.
I was thinking it might be his trait, but.
It has to show up in some. I'm sure the clone will show up in some way. I'm the same. I'm more than hyped to see how this character translates to Injustice and the whole deal. I think Sub-Zero's a better fit than Scorpion is for this sort of thing.
I agree.
And I think it's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be fun to see the kind of gear and the abilities they give him outside of that, but. Man, and I want to see a super too.
Yeah,
I'm hyped.
I like to see MK3 sub. Like that would be sick. But
that'd be
like,
cool.
What do you mean?
Like Sub Hasselhoff.
Ah, okay.
Well, I mean,
sub,
that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, we'd have to we have to be able to get that fucking hood off of him, but
yeah.
I don't know.
I'd say we're gonna see all of that. I expect full on to have the gear system represent every sub appearance we've ever even seen. That's what I'm expecting, honestly. Why not?
I'm definitely confident we'll get Deception sub. I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, if I can use Shredder sub,
that'd be dope. That'd be dope. I'm also looking forward to like hopefully, because he did last time, like a 2-minute video or whatever of Jim Lee talking about why he put weird feather sickles on him. I don't care that much. I don't care that much about the ins and outs of his looks just because of the gear situation. I'm just happy that he's in there and I'm going to be able to tweak it. But I would like to hear Jim Lee like, I put the double mask on Scorpion because he's a ninja, so I just completely went straight black with Sub-Zero because I don't know.
The video sounds amazing. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, I'm curious how the shaders are gonna work with him. Are we gonna get like 80 different versions of blue, or are we gonna get rainbow sub? Like, which one are we getting here?
It'd be cool if they give us all 9 ninjas. So you could be like Reptile, Ermac, Scorpion. Like that would be crazy cool to me. I mean, same abilities, obviously. It won't affect his gameplay, but if you want to look like MK Injustice Reptile, you can do it.
Maybe we'll actually get Chameleon. Like, maybe that's a possibility.
Oh, that would be sick. I'm a Chameleon fan. I'm the only Chameleon fan, but I do like Chameleon.
Yeah.
And I mean, him having like that solid black skin, like it makes it easier just to visually.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Oh yeah.
Re-identify him with for different ninjas. So maybe Purple Rain can make a comeback.
Could be.
Rain makes the most sense just because of the water thing, and that's the first thing I thought when I saw him. I'm like, this dude looks like a fish. His shit like has like his vest whatnot looks like it has gills. Like the whole thing looks a little aquatic to me.
Yeah, it's odd. Yeah.
He looks like a Zora. He looks like a Zora from Zelda.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
It's okay. It's all right. I'm hype. And fucking the other two look like the other two. Like that was what was so fun about that announcement. It's like, man, that's Sub-Zero, I promise. But those other two, those are just straight up. Those guys is the way they look.
Surprised actually how conservative they were with Red Hood. I thought Red Hood was kind of all this shit on him.
Yeah.
And when he just looked like Red Hood, I was so happy. I was like, oh my god, it's fucking Red Hood. Like he looks good.
I'm not too familiar with his design, but that screamed his like classic design to me at least.
Well, have you seen Under the Red Hood? Down for Reality?
Yeah, I've seen most of it.
All right, gotcha.
I mean, the only difference is that nowadays he has the red bat symbol on his chest. Does he still have that in Rebirth?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know either. I know he had it for New 52, but
I'm just glad he. Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm just glad he doesn't have the New 52 like face, even though I'm sure that'll be gear. I was super. I didn't
even think about it, and he'll probably have it because of gear.
Yeah.
But I'm really happy that he didn't have that stupid red hood over his red hood.
Yeah.
That shit was like, what were they doing in that Arkham game?
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna have that for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be in there, and people's gonna put it on him. That's cool. That's fine. But really, it's like, people's just not gonna get it. we gotta put another hood on this guy. Man, I'm excited. Ooh, it'd be cool if you can get cool guns for gear and shit.
Yeah, you can change Charlie's guns, so.
They did. Yes, Starfire. How do you guys feel about Starfire? Like she looks cool to me, but I don't know.
I remember you saying when you said in the chat you were bittersweet about Red Hood because you wanted them to hold off. That's exactly how I feel about Starfire. But I really love the character and I can't wait to play as her. I think Starfire. I think she looks good as well. The jawline looks a little fucked up. They need to fix that. But other than that, she looks great. I cannot wait to play as her.
Yes, I'm happy for fucking some Teen Titans representation because damn, this game is kind of a dearth as far as that goes, except for Cyborg. But no one's playing Cyborg. I swear to God, no one's playing Cyborg.
So, well, let's go back to the subject of mains because I feel like that is a super important subject. How did you guys choose your main? I guess I can go first. What I did back in MK9, it was all lore. I picked my favorite character based on all the bios I read when I was like 10 years old and shit. That's how I picked my characters. I picked them up that way. Now that has evolved a lot. I think Shazam had a lot to do with it. And I was telling Redman about this the other day. Ever since Shazam, I feel like there's sort of like a council in my brain of like gameplay, design, lore, and just general popularity. And what I mean by that is I don't want to pick a character that everyone's fucking using. So, like, characters that really entice me on a gameplay perspective, well, everyone's got to balance out, It's like when gameplay in my brain is like, hey, let's main Bane, lore is like, hey, calm the fuck down. We're not maining Bane, okay? So that's kind of like, I think I've kind of balanced out and centered around Blue Beetle, which makes me nervous. I don't think he was very strong in the demo. What did you guys do?
I will tell you exactly what I did. I saw Robin, and that was it. I'm a fan, nice. Dude. I'm a fan. I'm a fangirl. I've loved Robin forever. I squeed. You guys heard it in the video. It was real, and that's like I fucking hate Damien, but I love Robin. I have to play this character. Yeah, that's really that's the long and short of it. It is. I am happy because there is definitely some of that thing that you said, Temp, about I don't want to play, you know, someone that everyone's just going to jump on top of. It's like I don't want to play Scorpion in MKX because honestly, for me, you can't downplay that character. Like if everyone plays your character, there's no downplay game, and I'm all about that shit. I gotta be able to do that. And from everything I've heard, Robin, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna downplay the shit out of this character.
I mean, that is a good point because early pre-patch Takeda, the downplay strats were incredible. They were really good. Once you got buffs, everyone dogpiled onto that fucking character. So
it's you know. And I'm that's why I'm really glad to hear that he plays the way he does. He's a mid-range character, but he's not you know, he's not super easy. That sounds perfect. I'm in heaven. I'm fucking betting the farm on hopefully he's got a premier skin in there just because, like, why wouldn't you? This dude like screams for it, especially if they're going to show that flashback, and they are, to the Arkham Breakout where Nightwing dies. It's like, it's right there, man. Just fucking do it. But even if they don't,
I don't think that stance going to translate.
Dude, they can. No, they can translate the stance, especially if they swap it out for a stick. Man, has a stick on his shoulder.
But it doesn't walk like Jeff Bagwell. What's
dude, up? It's not pretty, and it's not ideal. Listen, like, believe me, I want dick. I want actual dick.
I think Deadwing's gonna be DLC. That's just my opinion.
I would like hope Deadwing. So.
I would. I've said this a billion times everywhere. I would love Talon. I would love him to be resurrected as a Talon, as all Talons tend to be, because that would get us a little bit of Court of Owls in the Injustice universe, which would be cool. Would be great, and it would make it would make sense for Dick to come back that way. And it would also change him up a little bit because, you know, he would have Talon-y type shit and those really cool round, you know, spectacles that are just badass, like steampunky and shit. That'd be sick. Anyway, what's up?
So, question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
On Nightwing, since you're cool with him coming back as Talon or Deadwing, etc., so are you tied to the character gameplay that we got for Injustice 1 for Nightwing? Are you open to seeing him kind of revamped, but you're more just wanting to play the character, or is it a little bit of both?
Both. He especially in the context of this game, as we saw with Hal Jordan here. Thanks for this pick, Temp. You can totally play Injustice 1 Green Lantern if you. It's not funny, dude.
It's so funny.
And so yeah, even if he comes back as Talon, as Deadwing or whatever, like, I'm sure he'll have gear and abilities you can swap in. But even if you didn't, he'd be straight up Talon. Like, I would still like to play a Talon.
Sure,
I like that idea. Okay. And if it's Dick under the mask, then it's a fucking Dick Talon. That sounds like fucking, you know, it sounds great.
Sounds like a good time.
It sounds great. Do you guys think that Steve Bloom is gonna do Sub-Zero since he's doing fuckhead Green Lantern over here?
I hope so. That would be sick. He's already in the booth.
He is. He's already. It's. But unless it's not Kuai Liang, then they might want to be like, you know what, we're going to save you for Mortal Kombat. I don't know. He's
in the booth. Just hand him a piece of paper that says "violence begets violence," and you're fucking done. Like that.
Yeah. Dude, you don't got to sell me. I love Steve Bloom. We talked about this. I don't know when we haven't talked about this. I love Steve Bloom as Kuai Liang. I think it's sick.
I do too.
But I don't love him as Hal Jordan. That's weird. And
I really like him as Hal Jordan, but go on.
No, it's just I'm just curious. I'm just looking forward to seeing if Steve Bloom does both. He can do both. I know he can, but I want to see if that's what they want to do.
Well, I honestly think I don't know. Like I guess. It's hard to explain why you like voice actors because a lot of it is intuition. But Hal is just a generic white guy, and I think Bloom nailed that. I wish I had a better description, but that's kind of why it works for me. And as for Deadwing, I feel like Deadwing has to be DLC because it would be so easy to make a a fucking Dead Man premiere skin for him. I feel like done. You got both characters, gravy for everybody. I feel like that'd be awesome. And I think if you want to sell comics, put fucking Deadwing in your game, right? Do you want to sell IJ1 comics? Deadwing is going to do it, in my opinion. So, my opinion.
It's that also brings up another thing, because it's like, if they want to do that, then they probably wouldn't give Robin here the premiere skin. I mean, I guess they could if they want to. If they really want to go the route of the, you know, Deadwing not being Nightwing, then that makes sense for him to have a different moveset for that and whatnot, and he could play more like a Robin here. But then again, it's I don't know. That'll be, but either way, I'm cool with it. I'm just looking forward to seeing how it plays out.
Well, we still need to find out how these other two guys chose their mains. Who wants to go first?
Red Man can go. That's fine.
Well, I was always a big supporter of Dr. Fate and Swamp Thing 4 and Injustice 1, and I was never like that big into DC until Injustice 1, and that's when I really started learning about characters, and that's when I read my first Swamp Thing comic and then got into Dr. Fate. So those were always my big two for Injustice 1. Now that they're in Injustice 2, it's a no-brainer that I'm going to main these characters. I guess my
awesome.
third.
I'm still not into DC, so you have that. you have that going. Swamp Thing's sick though. That's a respectable pick for anyone.
Yeah,
Swamp Thing's awesome.
Yeah, the comics were great from what I've read, and
yeah,
he's just an awesome character. Yeah,
yep,
both of them. And then Grodd, I really wanted him for Injustice 1 as well, so he's going to be my third pick, but I never wanted him as much as like Dr. Fate or Swamp Thing, but I'm definitely going to try him out as well. But yeah, it's pretty simple, but yeah. I guess it is more just lore of the characters that really entices me to use characters. Because I can use anyone like it is. It really is. Like Cheetah, I could use her because I really like Rushdown, but I don't give a flying fuck about Cheetah, so
yeah, and that mullet, man. That mullet is so, like, when we saw her fighting Darkseid at the end of that fucking stream, Jesus Christ. It's that mullet should be a gear piece for her. It's crazy. It's out of control.
Yeah. But I'm not saying it's bad to use Cheetah. I mean, I know Cyborg's really excited for Cheetah, but it's not my character, you know. I can't use someone I don't really care for, I guess.
No, listen, yeah, I'm with you. Like I said, it's a relationship. At the end of the fight, for better or for worse, you're going to have to, like, go back to the locker room and be like, come on, man. Really?
Yeah.
I do have a quick question, though. Like, clearly these are two characters you've been kind of digging since the leak list, I imagine. This has kind of been your two since then.
Yeah.
Has seeing Swamp Thing's design changed any of that at all? Has that lessened or raised any of your hype for Swamp Thing?
To an extent, like, initially I was kind of upset about it. Like, I have hated all of his gear, like, despised it. So far I'm not going to use a single piece of it, but his design, I was hoping for more of a moss-covered Alan Moore type Swamp Thing, and I kind of wish he was bulkier, but like from how he looks right now, I don't mind it too much. Like, it's acceptable in my opinion. Like, it did kind of wasn't ideally what I wanted, but I can roll with it. It's not as bad as like Atrocitus, in my opinion. So that's
All right, Cyborg, what do you got for me?
All right, I'm pretty sure I'm in the same boat as you, Temp, at least you in the more current stage. Because I know before you were very, okay, this is the character I love the most lore-wise, so I'm going to make it work. That's who I'm going to represent. Now, more in MKX times, you're more into just like, you know, this is the character that gels with me on several different levels based on gameplay, based on their look, based on their lore. That all those kind of things, that's how I decide who I'm actually going to main. Because, although Cyrax is my favorite character in MK, Cyrax's gameplay does not always gel well with me. Whereas, and even going into MKX, I really wanted to play Kenshi, but Kenshi just at that time was not gelling well with me, so I tried out other characters, and Katana honestly made me fall in love with fighting games way more than I was before in terms of the actual mechanics and competitive aspects of it. So I think for me these days, there is a hierarchy in terms of what's most important to me. I feel like gameplay is definitely the most important. I mean, I can like a character to death, but if their gameplay is doing nothing for me, I'm not going to just grind, I'm not going to beat my face into a wall just to say, I'm playing Dr. Fate. I'm playing Dr. Fate. If I'm not liking that gameplay, then why the hell am I even wasting my time playing that? Like, I could be having a blast playing another character, actually enjoying the game. So, I mean, there's give and take, though. I mean, I see Redman, and I understand that. I'm not going to throw on Cyborg. Say Cyborg has the most fun gameplay to me. I'm not going to play fucking Cyborg because I actively just do not have any desire to play that character by any stretch of the imagination. And that's just the way I am. But if it's somebody that I'm indifferent about, or not necessarily against, but I'm like, I don't really have feelings of that character, I can establish a relationship and really start to fall in love with the character based on their gameplay, based on their design. It doesn't have to be lore. It can be one of those things that kind of opens up the door, and then I fall. Like Katana is a great example. Katana is somebody that in MK I didn't really care for, but I didn't hate. She was just kind of there and didn't really mean anything to me. But in MKX, I thought she had the best design she's ever had from a visual standpoint, and from a gameplay standpoint, she's the most fun I've ever had with a fighting game ever. Her story, I still am like, I don't really care about her story too much, but she doesn't really appeal to me. The princess thing, not really what I look for in a character, I guess, not appealing to me, but the gameplay and the look was there, so therefore I had a blast. So going into Injustice with Dr. Fate and Ivy, etc., we obviously don't know. I mean, I could pop in the game, try Dr. Fate, try Ivy, and it could just be the shits in terms of gameplay-wise. So that's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a struggle that I hope to make work, but after playing it for a week, if I'm still not digging that character, or even just a few days, if I'm not digging that character, I'm just not digging that character. Redman mentioned Cheetah, for example. I do not dislike Cheetah, but I don't care about Cheetah. She's one that's indifferent to me. She's a character that I could easily see myself playing just based on, I think whatever it is about her, like Cheetah's somebody that I don't even have in my top 5 or 6 characters that I plan to main in terms of the ones that I really want to, grind out. But something about every time I watch her in a stream, for whatever reason, her gameplay just calls out to me like, man, this just looks like a ton of fun. It has such style to it. It's so fast and crazy. She's all over the place, and she just has a lot of fun command grabs and stylistic shit going on. So yeah, I like deep down I know that I'm gonna end up playing that character whether I want to or not, just because she looks like a lot of fun. Granted, I could play her and she could end up being completely not fun. So I guess overall, to me, gameplay is the most important part. Look is the second most important part. Lore takes a backseat. I mean, I can really like a character, but if their gameplay is not for me, it's not for me. So it's kind of a culmination of all the things together, but yeah.
Well, it's also very rare for lore and visual design not to correlate. I often like characters in the lore because I started out liking their visual design. It's very rare.
It's the first thing you see. I mean, everything. I mean, they commonly tell you in the business world and stuff like that when it comes to the first impression you have on somebody is just purely based on looks. When you first see something, you're already forming an opinion. You're already
this is
forming
the first I'm hearing of this. This is fucked up.
You're already forming an opinion on something, whether you like it or not, just based on looks. That's the very first thing. That's why they always tell you to dress nice and shit like that, because that's going to be the first person's exposure to you. But the last part of that you mentioned was popularity. I do buy into that as well. I do buy if somebody do buy. I do buy. If there's a character that everybody wants to play, yeah, I'm less likely to pick that character. If there's a character that nobody's playing, I'm like, yeah, I might want to make this character work a lot more because other people are playing it. So speaking of mains, if we're all maining the same character, it's like, that's not so fun. Or when you guys
Jesus
said, I'm gonna learn Katana. Like now you want to learn my main? That just scares me a little bit.
At least in Mortal Kombat, there was variations just to kind of offset that. Hopefully, me and Timp had Sub-Zero fights forever, but still, it's like you know. variety is the spice of spices.
Oh yeah, I would like. There's characters I enjoy, and this plays into this whole conversation. There's characters I like as characters that are just not for me to play, and I would rather other people play those characters so I see them in the mix. It's just I don't want to. I'm not going to play them, but I hope somebody does around me. So there's definitely that going on.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Scarecrow in this game.
Right.
I'm gonna try him, but we'll see. That's how I feel about Swamp Thing too. Swamp Thing, both Swamp Thing and Scarecrow look like a lot of fun. I'm gonna try Swamp Thing too. I might like him. They won me over in MKX with gameplay for a lot of characters. That were just fun. I didn't learn all the characters that I wanted to learn in that game, and that's rarely a problem for a fighting game. It's usually much the opposite, and the same is going to be true in this game. I want to play Darkseid too. There's a lot of, I talk shit about the roster, and I don't love the roster, but I'm also like, it's not bad. There's some cool guys on here.
There's characters that look fun to you.
They do, and there's guys like Blue Beetle, who I played just because of the beta, and yeah, he's not awesome, and he does remind me of Nightwing in a not so awesome way, but he was fun. I had fun with him, and I'm not gonna just abandon him forever because I already put in the work for one thing to kind of get a feel for him, and he was fun. I'm interested to see what other options there are with them. So yes, gameplay makes a difference.
Yeah, and popularity wise. Well, I was just going to say, popularity-wise, that's why I'm happy that in our circle of like the people, like the 8 people we're going to be playing with, nobody else seems to be interested in Ivy, and that's the only character that I think I'm wanting to play that I know nobody else has any plans to learn or play. So that's kind of the character that's mine, so to speak. I can take satisfaction knowing that it's not going to be like, hey, everyone else is playing Ivy, she's the one, because I want to play Fate, and I want to play my third is Scarecrow, my fourth is Darkseid potentially, maybe Cheetah's in there somewhere, maybe Mr. Freeze / Captain Cold is in there. These are all characters that we all share desire in, but Poison Ivy is solely by me the only one that seemingly I'm the only one interested in, and to me that excites me more and makes me even more want to main her as my actual number one, because then I know I'm representing a character that's not being represented by anybody else in our circle. So it's kind of, it does play its factor into it, and I like the way her model looks.
I can see
that's a good call. Do we have any other like duplicate hard mains? We probably do, and I'm just not thinking of them. But
I don't think so.
Shadow
I think
and Razor are both eyeing Cheetah.
Well, not necessarily. I think I almost guarantee Shadowloo's going Red Hood as soon as he gets released. Like, I would imagine that's his main. He's also thinking about Deadshot, Scarecrow, and Scarecrow's huge for Shad, and then Razor's between Catwoman and Cheetah. Yeah. He likes that rush down, crazy, balls to the wall style. But I think he can get. I think he's been showing a lot more interest in Catwoman lately. But yeah, no, there's some overlap, sure. Dr. Fate between Redman and I, for sure.
Yeah.
You and Temp Django have a couple in common. Trying to think,
like
Smoke
Cold
Man.
Cold is popular. Everyone wants some Cold.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you brought up Cold, because I feel like I owe a debt to Darkseid, because before Darkseid, Captain Cold was like the cheerleader that the football team was eyeballing, and now that Darkseid's been revealed, I feel like a lot of that attention has shifted, and I can kind of grab Cold for myself again. It'll just be me and Django, so yeah.
Well, here's how I am. Like, I was talking to Redman before this, and I said, this is what's going to determine whether I play Captain Cold or not. Purely 100% how good Mr. Freeze looks or not. If he looks like if his outfit and model or whatever, his design is there and it looks great, I'm gonna have to learn it just by that, because I like Captain Cold, but obviously I really like Mr. Freeze, so I'm gonna learn it just for that, and then I get kind of 2 characters for one. But if he looks like shit, then I'm gonna like, I don't really need to play Captain Cold that bad.
See, that's interesting.
That's kind of where I'm at.
Cold is a super interesting case, because it really was his gameplay that won me out. Like, Cold is fine, like by himself, but his character's like he's likable, but just the way he's snarky or whatever and all that stuff. Right. But no, it was just gameplay that was like fucking Mega Man blocks and cool throws. He had the fucking stick throw and a bunch of other shit that I can't even think of now. The weird blue fucking bubble or whatever the fuck, like that.
Yeah,
that shit. He's got shit that looks cool. That no pun intended. And yeah,
I love the ice platforms. Those are
he's such a good example of a character that's like, you put in fun looking gameplay and people's going to come running. I've heard tons of people just like comment sections and all over the fucking place being like, Dr. Chili Most or whatever his name is, like, we're going to play that dude. People who don't know who he is. People don't give a fuck. They're like, he looks cool though. I'm going to play him.
That's why
well done, NRS.
Captain Cold's a leading cause of why I want to do abilities. I think so many characters have so many interesting moves that are abilities that I think are really going to open up this game. Once again, I was talking to Redman about this before the show, and we were saying that eventually we think most people are going to warm up to the idea of playing abilities and the stats, because it's not necessarily, the stats in general aren't necessarily all bad either. Because say you have somebody that's skill level is way higher than another person. The stats, you can purposely tank your own stats and let the other person use a higher level of stats as a way of kind of handicapping the fight. Yeah, so that way you get a more even fight. Or say down the road when we're all level 20s, if we don't want stats to be a part of the deciding factor of the fight, we can just tank our stats and have the armor that we want or the gear that we want, and just use that little thing that they said is included, where you can basically take the stats of one gear piece and the look of another gear piece and combine them. We can purposely have the shittiest stats so that way they're not taking place, but we get the gear we want and we get the abilities we want. So it's kind of like the best of all worlds. So in our own little circle, we can play with the cool ass moves. We can play with the ice platforms and all the other weird shit. Like for me, Ivy, I do not want to use her thorn patch because I'm shit at catching other people in traps like that. That's basically caltrops. I'd much rather have the thing that replaces that, the ability to make that a healing patch, so I can stand in it to heal. So if I'm zoning with her, I actually have a fucking chance with that. So I'm all about the abilities, and I'm excited for what those are bringing to the table. So I think eventually we're going to warm up to the idea of what the stats offer in terms of the handicapping, and that we can just fucking shut those things down anyways by tanking the shit out of them. And in our own little circle of trust, we can expect to have loadouts where we can just be like, hey, these are our shitty stat ones, but we do it because we want to play abilities and have fun with each other. It's not all...
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree now.
I wish abilities were not... We're not like by default grouped in with the gear stats too. Did tournament mode offer that option of negating stats and keeping abilities? I don't remember.
They confirmed it is not. They confirmed they're both the same option. Unfortunately,
I think tournament mode is offline anyway, isn't it?
It is offline.
Yeah. Which random there, but I'm glad that that's in there. By the way.
Right,
that's a good addition.
Cool. Yeah,
that's still super handy, and I hope that a lot of tournaments use that random gear option. Just because,
that's gonna look ridiculous.
Yeah, that'll keep things looking fresh, even though it doesn't have any impact on the gameplay. It'll be fun, and I'm glad they're just including more support for like every niche that do these games. That's why NRS are, in my opinion, the only guys that make AAA fighting games that are worth the $60 price tag.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Of things like that, and they have the resources to do it. They've got the budget up front to take care of that shit. But I hope that other people will do that when they can. I get that they can't, because fighting games in general are not the most popular things on the planet. But
sure,
they make it more accessible. To a degree. Yeah.
I do want to throw one other thing on the ability thing. Temp, I know, like, for Blue Beetle, you say that's a lot of work for little damage, or you just feel like you're really having to work hard with that character. Like, using the abilities, we have no idea what the abilities he might have, because supposedly there's a lot more than what was in the beta, but there's possible that there's abilities in the game that make Blue Beetle a lot better to use or more fun for you, or giving him better options that you feel actually make him more viable for you. And that's where I think those can really shine as well, because it can take a character that's like has some stumbling blocks and some issues, and make those issues a non-factor by giving him better specials or replacing certain problems, etc., and so on and so forth. So I think there's a lot of I'm with you in that I wish it wasn't like fucking all or nothing or the competitive. Like I wish it was restructured a bit, but given what we do have, I think ultimately we're going to be looking back on it in a positive way once we actually get our feet wet with it. Once we've been doing, it for a month or two, and we're all to the point where we have everything we need and we know what each other is bringing to the table. Like my Ivy, I don't think of the abilities as a way to give my character the most broken fucking combination of moves. I'm sure there's going to be people out there that do that shit. I'm looking at it as like, hey, how can I take the things about Ivy that I don't like, changing them out for using the abilities to change those out for moves that I actually do like and will use to my advantage, and actually have fun with this character to the maximum potential, or taking a character in Blue Beetle's case and making, getting around some of his weaknesses or his problems, taking those out of the equation, or just in general some of the fun, unique gimmicks and like the ice platforms. I've never seen shit like that where you can just create ice platforms in the air, jump on them, stand on them, fucking throw shit off of that. Like, there's just it's crazy. And I'd imagine both characters can stand up there. You can be fighting on a fucking little 2x2 ice platform in the air for some dumb reason. I don't know. I love shit like that, and I think it's going to add a whole lot of fun to the game. So it's going to be interesting.
Well,
go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm a recent convert to that mindset. I agree now. For a long time, I did not agree with that. The reason being is because I don't really have any interest in learning two versions of a character. And because I didn't want to split myself in two. Sure. Now I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. Although, to be fair, even when I disagreed with you, I was still willing to play with gear. I'm like, yeah, sure, tonight we'll play with gear. We'll make this a gear night. We'll all have fun. I was totally down to do that.
Right.
But what changed my mind was, because I'm at peace with Blue Beetle being low tier. I actually like his design. I just don't think it makes a lot of sense, but I can work with it. Green Lantern is what changed my mind. Green Lantern is like, okay, if I want Green Lantern to be anything like he's in the comics, I have to use abilities. Because I'm just going to get this out of the way. Green Lantern was very poorly designed in this game. Like, from a gameplay standpoint, he's fine aesthetically. Not only did they make the same mistake twice, but he's even worse off. The only good move he had is gone. It's an ability now.
Are you talking his appearance or his gameplay?
Gameplay. Well, I mean, really, it's technically the appearance of his gameplay. His design is good. I think from a competitive standpoint, he's got all the tools he needs. But why does Green Lantern have no constructs? He's got like 2 constructs in his fucking gameplay. His construct is another fucking ring lamp. Like it's a ring charger. He creates a fake ring charger at a distance, and I can't remember the name of it. What's it called? The thing he uses to charge his ring? The lantern? The actual, like, what's it?
I mean,
the battery?
Yeah.
The battery, yeah. He constructs a fake battery and detonates it. That is the...
Isn't that like a Cyrax, Cyrax bomb? That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that was really weird, yeah.
And he has a beam. None of these things are constructs. Is this not Green fucking Lantern?
There's a wall.
I'm going to go on to this... What's up?
He has a wall, kind of. That's about it.
The wall's
okay, so 3 constructs.
Yeah. Well, here's what I counted. He's got the bowling ball, like the spiky bowling ball. He has the giant bat or board with nails in, or whatever the fuck he swings. He has his throw where it's the beams that fall down. That's 3. And he has... I feel like I'm missing one already.
The ball?
Well, no, I mentioned that.
Oh, okay.
I thought he's got the mech.
The wall. Duh. So it's wall, the thing he swings, the ball, and the beams that come down. So
I think he also has a... I think he has a mace string still. I think he still has that same string.
That's the thing I think he swings, though, where he, like, fucking... he swings like some sort of bat, but anyway.
Well, he has a bat and a mace, yeah.
Okay. For someone who can create anything they want... And I said 2... Well, technically it's 3. I said 2 or 3 because of the specials. The throw I don't really count. Anything that's part of a chain combo I didn't really count either. I just feel like a rolling ball and a beam of light are super underwhelming. Those batteries he's constructing, that could have been anything. That could have been a fucking hammer. They could have given him Sub-Zero Cryomancer's hammer.
You're hella right. And
hammers,
to me, that shit feels like they're premiere skin proofing him so that he's a little more homogenized to suit different characters if they need be. But, you know, to be honest, who the fuck cares about that other shit? He's got that stupid back 3 or whatever the fuck that move is. What, back 2 maybe? That stupid low?
Back 1.
That's back 1. Okay, that's all you need with this character. Fucking constructs. This dude has a fucking hidden weapon in his pants and it's his leg.
Yeah, back 1-3 was fucking ridiculous in the last
It was, yeah.
Green Lantern was kind of like the Ryu of Injustice, in my opinion. And now he's more of a pure zoner, which, okay, fine, that makes sense, but I really thought he was underwhelming in the last game. And I think it's easy, frankly. I don't think making Green Lantern easy or interesting is hard at all, but don't take away my favorite move. Like that's really where they were. That was my breaking point. But
talking about
his
the
chain gun is
the chain gun.
You didn't say that. The minigun,
yeah. I completely agree though. Like I always said before the game came out, if Green Lantern was in this game, I really wanted him to have a complete overhaul because he was like watching paint dry in the first game. Like he's just so boring. Like they could do so much with this character, but
they did overhaul him and they made him worse.
He's just they barely overhauled him. They like gave him like the same shit but more generic somehow. Like
they gave him the same. Well, they even said it on the stream. Like they gave him all the same stuff. They just changed what the object looks like that he was using before.
Basically, yeah.
And now instead of a baseball bat, it's a 2x4 with nails in it. Like that's just like okay. All right, I have my own kind of things to rant on Green Lantern.
Well, to come full circle,
it's not really ranting, but.
Well, I was just going to say, to come full circle, I think Django said it best. They were trying to homogenize all the premiere skins, and now I have to be for abilities, because if I want that fucking chain gun back, I need to be able to unlock abilities, so I'm on that train now. I'm holding my protest board because...
Well, then that's worth him being shit just to get you on the ability train. Good job, NetherRealm. You've done it.
Shit.
That's the thing. I agree about the abilities, and I wish that they weren't necessarily lumped in with the stuff, because I think it's a step back from MKX. I think variations were sick and opened up the game a lot, and you're kind of taking that away here when you take that away from the competitive modes. I really, really like ranked. I liked just fighting randoms online. That's easily my favorite part of playing online and fighting games. And if I'm going to do that, I have to do what Tim said. I have to learn my characters twice, which is, you know, I'll do it because I like playing randoms, I like playing ranked, but it does really suck that it has to be one or the other.
I agree with that. I mean, they should...
and they could revise it. There's time. Then there's once people actually get it in their hands, because it is a new concept, sort of. Like, this hasn't exactly existed just like this before. So once people feel it and see what they think and start talking about how they feel about it, anything could change here. Yeah. Especially with NRS showing how much they're listening to people.
Yeah.
There's time, but for right now, I'm going to be spending most of my time on ranked, and that means I'm going to be playing the base characters. So that's still very much a thing. I wish it didn't have to be all one or all the other, unfortunately, or both.
It doesn't make sense because, like, even if they don't want to balance it for competitive players, like, just give us the options so we can just fuck around with abilities without the stats. I don't see why it's such a big deal.
That's why. Yeah, it seemed like such a simple little thing they can switch on their end, so I didn't understand that either. Especially, like, it's one thing, if it's not a matchmaking option, but when you're playing customs, you're doing private matches or King of the Hills with your friends, you should be able to change all of that shit. You should be able to adjust every little setting however the hell you want. You should be able to adjust what you start with on your damn life bar. There's no reason not to include that amount of customization to the fucking experience. That's just, those are very simple things that a lot of, like, like Halo, for example, I'll just throw an example, that has the custom games. You can change just about every little fucking detail when you go into that shit. So there's no reason why a fighting game can't include the same amount of customization for the experience.
And I'm really looking forward, just throw this out there, I'm really looking forward to seeing the broken shit. I want to see what people find and blow up, you know, with gear and the abilities and all that shit. I want to see it, because it's in there, and people's gonna fucking flesh it out since there's so much shit in this game. I want to see Jackie. I want to find my Jackie in this game that I can bitch about for the next 2 years, and I want it to be Jackie like fucking on hella steroids. I want to see what they got. I want to see the dirt that people come up with, but since that's not in ranked, that kind of puts the dirty shitheads in a different in a fucking different class or some shit, and it's weird. I don't know. It's weird. It feels weird. I feel weird that I'm complaining that I'm not gonna get to play with the shitheads, but I am a little sad about that.
I'm just, I mean, I'm mainly going to be playing King of the Hills just with you guys, so I don't have any, I mean, I like playing ranked, don't get me wrong. I did like playing just randoms and testing skills and learning and grinding shit out, but I guess that's where I preferred player matches more than I preferred ranked, just because when you find a good matchup against a random person online where it feels like you're an even in skill, I'd grind that shit out for like 10 games straight, and I had some of the most fun beyond playing with you guys. I had the most fun playing against randoms for like 10 matches in a row and really taking each other to our limits and just fucking going crazy. I do not like face a guy one time and then you're off to the next person. To me, that's not what I have fun. I don't learn matchups that way. It's just too fucking like different every single fight. I don't learn anything from those types of matchups. I like the competitiveness of it. I do not like the one and done, now you're off kind of shit. That's just that's not my style.
Rank should at least be first to two. I don't think it should be one and done. I don't understand.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Then again, if I get my ass blown out just by a guy that's clearly outranking me, as NetherRealm's games do in ranked matchmaking, there is no skill matchup in those games. I remember in MK9 facing a guy that had like 3,000 wins, and I was like on my 10th match. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, how is this even possible? But yeah, no, those were always not fun, and I would not want to waste my time further in those cases. Yeah. But I did want to say one other thing on abilities and one thing on Green Lantern. The abilities, I'm just super excited for what each character has in terms of abilities. I'm excited just to find out what else Ivy has, all my mains, what abilities they have, because I expect some crazy fun shit that really represent the character and kind of make him shine. I mean, we saw like Robin with the fucking line in the sand shit, like drawing the line in the actual stage, and the character can't cross, otherwise they take damage.
Oh yeah, that shit's dirty.
Like that's the kind of shit that I love. I don't want shit that's just like broken or anything like that, but I like the ice platforms, or Catwoman's cat running out and giving her extra life after she's done with the fucking match. Like, that's the kind of shit that I think really like makes these characters' personalities and the flavor of these characters really just go crazy.
I agree. Yeah, so I'm super excited about that. That's the bit that makes it more like MKX to me. The bit that makes it feel next gen-y to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Instead of just the vanilla, everyone's playing the same thing. And that's why I wish that people could do that online instead of being secluded or whatever. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to start this podcast in the first place. I like seeing how people evolve the game away from the developers. And you do that by going online, and you see how people are just tearing games apart in the worst ways and making it look terrible, but it's fun. And there's I can't imagine like a better way to do that than seeing what people are going to do with just broken gear and ability mixtures and what I want to that's fun for me. I love seeing how that evolves. And yeah, it's shitty whenever you get like well, it's kind of shitty when you do a one and done thing. It's different for everybody. Everybody likes their different stuff, and that's cool.
Right.
And that I really like how many online options NRS are always adding to these games for people that want to play different ways online. That's awesome.
They do. They cater to a lot of different crowds for sure.
They do, and they keep surprising me with every game. Like, oh, I didn't even think about that, but that's sick. Like the King of the Hill who stays now. Like, that's sick.
Yeah.
But I do really like fighting randos one and done though, because I don't know. You just get a different kind of player that's into that. You get a whole different scenario, and yeah, a lot of times they're shitty and they'll teabag you or they'll pick Jackie. just something fucking devoid of morality. Really, it's the
devoid of. The thing though that I did want to say about Green Lantern, that my little gripe with him, I should say, it's minor, but at the same time major because I think it's a lost opportunity. Is I agree with what you said on his gameplay temp. Hopefully his abilities beyond, because I guess there's a lot more abilities than what they even showed in the fucking streams. They tried to hold off a lot of shit for the game to be a surprise. But in terms of like the actual appearance of Green Lantern, I do not like how his shaders, they do not change the name in the life bar. It still says Green Lantern no matter what color you pick. I do not like that it still shows his damn symbol on his chest. It's always the Green Lantern symbol. Granted, that may be able to be changed, but even in the Watchtower when he was red, didn't have a Red Lantern logo on his chest, just green. And I would assume they would have that gear unlocked to put that if they were really trying to show off how cool this character is. Nope, still a Green Lantern symbol on his super meter down at the bottom. Still a Green Lantern logo on the ring. When he goes into a super, it's still the Green Lantern background, like he's still in the fucking whatever the hell they call that, the council or whatever, I forget the name, OA or OA or whatever. It's still green all over, even though his mechs change color, it's still in the Green Lantern area. So basically everything about him stays Green Lantern, says Green Lantern, every other part. He'll still talk like a Green Lantern during his intros and everything else. The only thing that's changing is his color on his suits and his constructs, which the constructs, the fact that those change, fantastic. I would love to use blue. I'd love to use purple. I would love to use all his different fucking colors for his constructs. I think that looks sexy. But for God's sakes, just change his fucking name in the life bar and give us the other logo. Go all the way with it. Don't half-ass it, because this is you're offering something really cool, but it's like instead of going 100%, you're like, yeah, here's this really cool thing, but yeah, we're just not going to take it all the way. We're not going to score a touchdown. We're going to kick a field goal. Like,
it's frustrating that they're almost there. It's frustrating that they're so close.
Yeah.
But maybe they will. Maybe I do have a good feeling about the logo. I have a feeling we'll be able to change the logo. We can customize Dexter. I'm hoping it's also realistic. We can change that logo as well, and hopefully they'll change the super too. Dude, I think it'd be badass. Like if you put on the Red Lantern shader, Dextar's in Hal Jordan's intro. I think that would be fucking badass. But
that's what I want to see. Fucking I want to see Atrocitus in like purple and shit. That shit. Just fucking Indigo Lantern him out. It's gonna be adorable.
Yeah, dude, put Atrocitus as a Blue Lantern. He's like this really nice guy in his intros.
Hey, what's up? Yeah. He still talks like a Cookie Monster. But
and the Premier skins, like, give us because there was a hint that maybe the Premier skins are gonna have their own shaders. Like, it's gonna be a lot more limited, of course. But in the stream, they showed Cyborg's shaders, and he had two that were grid. Like, it was the grid symbol. And then they had different colors, like they're two different shaders entirely. So I wonder if you will get some of that action for like Jon Stewart, because I know that was a complaint you had. Temp was like, man, that sucks that if I play Jon Stewart, I'm only getting the Green Lantern. I can't do all those other options. I wonder if we will get like even just the base colors, if we'll get like a red and a blue and stuff like just the most simple for some of those other lanterns. I'm hoping. Like, the reason I was looking more in depth into Green Lantern was because it's clearly your secret character, and two, because if they add Guy Gardner as a Premier skin, I would want to play this character because I like Guy Gardner in the Injustice comics. So that's kind of where my interest lies. But anyways, that's my little
unrelated, but they confirmed today that you can unlock Reverse Flash and Power Girl Matt through playing the game and not just buying.
That's good to know.
That is good, yeah.
Yeah, that's always good. Good DLC practices.
I want to know who those. I want to know how many Premier skins are in. They're going to be in there at launch, though. It seems like there's going to be at least, a fair amount.
Yeah, I think there's going to be like 5 or 10 more from what we've seen.
They're keeping them under wraps, so it seems like they've got some hidden away.
It's gonna, and that's the thing. That's the thing I've liked so much about this game. They've done with it is their roster quote leak. That's probably not a leak. It's done really good for managing expectations and all that shit. I really like it. And the same with the DLC. I like knowing as much as we know now. up front instead of, like I said before somewhere else, like buying fucking silhouettes and shit. I hate that. I hate that shit. And because we saw it, I'm getting the fucking digital paraphernalia edition or whatever that's called. That's because I like those characters, and since I know who they are, I know there's not like fucking 2 aliens or some shit in there. There's only 1 alien. I'm gonna buy them. It's gonna be fun.
Was that just Red Hood and Sub-Zero that swayed you, or were the other characters also to your liking?
Well, the digital version only comes with the first combat pack.
Yeah, it comes with the first 3.
Fighter pack.
Comes with 3 of the 9 fighters, so yeah, he's committing to...
And it comes with
what he knows.
Couple, like, premier skins or something. I don't know.
I think it gives you... I think it's just the Power Girl? Yeah. And then it also comes with the shaders, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it comes with 1 shader or some shit. It's weird.
It's cool. It doesn't matter, but I want to play as both of those dudes in that first fighter pack, definitely, and maybe Starfire if she's not too orangey. Depends on how orangey. Like if she looks like Kardashian orangey, that's not cool.
She does look like she has the orange spray tan on.
She does.
Yeah,
She's
weird.
Looking a little Trump-like, which is hard. Like if you do photorealistic Starfire, it's gonna be tough to not do Trump.
I kind of like it. She's got a nice little, sort of like a shine going on. It looks good. In the comics, it looks worse. Like in the 80s Teen Titan comics, she has like an Oompa Loompa thing going on in her skin tone. So, like, it's really
that's her
toned
color,
down.
Though. Like, how do you get rid of that? She's orange.
Surgeries, I'm hoping.
That's rough.
I'm gonna be so... The reason why I brought up all that stuff, I'm really happy that we know this character so early. I'm happy that we know so much about the DLC.
Yeah,
I'm getting way too hopeful that there's Robin Premier skins. I don't like how optimistic I am about that. I'm setting myself up for some Fujin bullshit, but there's come on, there has to be, right? Maybe.
Man, only if there's an ability that changes his fucking default stance.
Yeah, I know
you like the default stance, but
I don't actually. I think it looks dumb.
Oh, okay. Well, then good, because it is like it needs. They missed the opportunity because they could have Ra's al Ghul as a fucking premier skin for him. If it's just that stance, it just doesn't fit any other character. It's so like, hey, this is Damien and nobody else.
It doesn't really even fit Damien though. Like, Damien is always tries so hard to be cool. Yeah. Like he wants you to take him so fucking seriously that he's like. Also, it's a little weird that he doesn't. I don't like characters that don't sheathe their swords unless it's like fucking Cloud in Final Fantasy, and it's like they don't make a sheath that big. Like if that's not the case, fucking sheathe your shit. You
sheathe your shit.
You
take your shoes off when
Neanderthal. Like, come on, man. But whatever. He's holding it like a baseball bat.
Yeah, it's annoying. It is very like
it's not ninja-like at all.
It isn't. No.
It's just douchey. I mean, the character's already got enough douche going on for him. That's just way too much douche.
This sounds negative, I understand. I'm maining this character. Keep this in mind. I am going to fucking spend so many hours with this little shithead. It's going to be stupid.
And it's going to be soon, too. The game's out in like
a week.
9 days.
A week? It is insane that is the case. I am so excited.
It's not insane. They're late. They're fucking late. This shit should have already been out.
It should have been, yeah.
That's a crazy thought,
actually. It probably would have been, if not for the writers' strike.
Whatever the shenanigans were, it's fucking May. I feel like Eris right now. He's what's he been saying? He's like, man, I've been waiting for early 2017 since because Tekken's never coming out. What the fuck did he say? Like fucking in Japan years, Injustice came out late 2016. Like, when's this gonna happen? Man, those guys, Injustice players, they have actual problems. Tekken players, I feel bad for those guys.
Yeah,
as fucking entitled Americans over there, like you have to, if you want to play Tekken before it's out, you just go ahead and like squirrel yourself away like a good grand. Book yourself a couple of flights. Book yourself like not the worst flight in the world because that's a long flight. Do your soul a favor and just do something that's okay. And you have to go fucking go over there to Japan and you have to play the fucking game in a machine because there's like what 5 cabinets of Tekken before now since there. And this game's been playable for how many years? Tekken 7 in some...
2 years. It's been out for almost 2 years, I think.
In some version, this game has existed for so long now. It's so weird compared to how we do games over here. Poor Tekken players.
The worst part is that the marketing for Tekken is so bad for outside of Japan and Korea because like the editor-in-chief for Event Hubs just blew up fucking Namco Bandai for putting no information on the English-speaking website for Tekken, and the Japanese one's like all elaborate. They have like bios and shit. It's like it's updated daily, and there isn't shit for the English-speaking website. But
it's a mess. Haven't they just like not showed up at a few tournaments with the cabinet when they were supposed to or some shit?
I think at final round there was some issue with not
showed up with the cabinet.
Yeah, it's like
they finally show up. Everyone's waiting for them to show up so they can play the game, and they're like, "Hey guys, what's going on?"
Like,
yeah, we're just waiting to play the game that you're bringing. Right?
Everyone's just like, "No, it never came." Okay, that's man. Tekken fans, Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
Comparatively, I am over the moon. Because
if they don't put Lei Wulong in that game, I hope it fucking bombs anyway. So we'll see what happens.
It's got a Kuma. It's gonna be fine.
It not only does it have a Kuma, but it also has Kuma. So that's super fucking confusing to me.
So
it's only confusing to you because you're not Japanese. Japanese people have this shit locked down, dude. Come on, get good.
Bears.
How about that Green Arrow? I hear.
But he's not even a Kuma over there. It's Goki. It's Goki and Kuma. So that's not an issue, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Check the Green Arrow. Okay, Green Arrow. He's good. He's got a trucker hat.
Dude,
he does have a trucker hat.
I kind of stole that from.
He looks good.
He did. I liked the not so subtle Arsenal. Call outs there. Although that probably means that there probably won't be an Arsenal Premier skin, which is a little.
It's kind of weird. What'd you say?
It's a little weird, but it's better. Sorry, go ahead, Cyborg. Arrow looks sick.
I was just saying he looks fucking good. Like I love his increased mobility. Like he looks like a lot of fun. I love archers, so I think his gameplay looks really, really solid. And once again, they made me want to play another character because he just looks like a lot of fun.
Man, fucking Green Arrow looks so. I thought he was one of the best designs in IJ1. I thought he was one of the best gameplay design characters, and like the only thing wrong with him was that he wasn't broken. 16-bit was saying on the screen that his damage was so and so, but I'm like, no, I thought his damage was okay too. I thought the character was fine all around. What really makes Green Arrow interesting historically is everyone was downplaying him. He was kind of like the Takeda of that game, where it's like, oh, Green Arrow just can't make the cut. And then Chris G shows up to multiple top 8s and is like, you guys are all scrubs, and he beats the fuck out of everybody. Like,
that's the deal. Nobody else wanted to play fucking Green Arrow, and then Chris G would show up. It's like, listen, we're not saying he's bad. He's just
wait, hold on.
He's not good enough.
Other than Costner.
Who's Chris G?
Oh, he's the Marvel vs. Capcom 3 player, but he also plays Reptile. For? Gonzalez?
Gonzalez?
Yeah. Okay,
God?
Thank God. Okay, we're good. Keep rolling.
Chris God.
No, but yeah. So I love Chris G. I think he's so good for our scene. I hope he never stops playing NetherRealm games. He plays everything too. He's like a renowned third strike player now. Like he's just started playing that. He doesn't train for anything.
He does.
He just shows up at tournaments. Yeah.
That's what's crazy. Like I look at him, I'm like, this dude must be sitting at home working his ass off because he's very good at a lot of games. He played Reptile in MK9, didn't he?
Yeah, you also played him in UMK3 as well.
It's like, damn, dude, this dude, chill out, bro.
Dude, I love it. It's so good, dude. And I wish more Capcom players would play NetherRealm because it'd be so good for our community. Fucking Justin Wong beat Canada with a day 3 rating. It's so good. I love that shit, dude. It's just like, oh, come on, more. But they don't like patches. The Capcom community just traditionally does not like patching. They don't like having to learn something and have it change, like Viscan, Justin Wong, Flo.
No, they would rather have like a billion versions of the video game over the course of 10 years. It's much better.
You're like, yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, that's where they're full of shit because they're like, well, if the game was balanced when it came out, you wouldn't have to patch your game. And that's where I'm like, shut the fuck up. Your game is balanced because it was in the arcades for a year. Yes, the Japanese people balanced your fucking fighting game. It wasn't Capcom. You know, it's not fair. It's not fair.
Yeah, but even still, you got, come on, bro. Like super mega editions of your game all the time. Like, it's not a different universe. Okay, yeah. It just happens. It happens a little bit faster nowadays in our case. But dude, there's like one like extra edition after the game comes out for these games.
That's what I say as well. Is like by October 2013, Injustice was done. Why aren't you playing it now? Why didn't you jump on it then? The game was finished. There were no patches after that. They said there were no patches after that. So I don't know.
It's totally cool if you were just a Capcom fanboy. That is legit. I feel you. But if you don't want to, if you don't want to call apples, that's cool too.
Well, Capcom's already recanting on the second balance patch for Street Fighter V because everyone's bitching about it. So they're already like backpedaling on that. And my God, like you said, you'd rather have multiple versions of a game. Tekken 7 already has an expansion, and the game's not even fucking out yet. So like, my God,
Tekken 7 already exists though. It's like we said, it's been around for a couple of years already. It's fucking weird. It's a different universe. It's almost
I'm exaggerating too, because Tekken 6 was the same thing. Tekken 6 had an expansion in the arcades before it came to consoles. So it's tradition at this point. But still, though.
Bring it back around. Green Arrow looks good.
Yeah,
looks very good.
I like the changes.
He looks like he's going to kick my ass. He looks... I'm not playing him, obviously, but I'm scared of him. He's gonna be a problem.
It looks pretty ridiculous, honestly. That damage in the corner, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's true. Like, mostly he looks fair, which I appreciate. Like, he looks somewhat respectable.
Solid, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, initially, like, when we first saw Tyler playing him, I was kind of upset about the nerfs, like the Ice Arrow, like, not automatically restanding them, and then the unblockable super being gone, because those were two quintessential aspects to the character, but the way they gave him the meter burn launching Hurricane Bow now, that nets him a lot more damage.
I can't wait to see the frame data on that, because if the frame data is even remotely decent, then that's going to be an amazing footsie tool.
Yeah, apparently the meter burn is -2.
Oh my God! And the fucking punch arrow is like plus on block.
Yeah,
like, if there's no pushback, that's gonna be the same.
Yeah, and that's a bar, and it does 20% on hit. That is, oh my God, dude.
I cannot wait to play Green Arrow. He looks so fucking sick.
So this actually changed your outlook on the character? You're actually gonna try him now?
Well, I played Green Arrow in the last game, so I was always excited for him. I thought his design looked amazing. I'll just throw this out there. He is the only male character in the game whose gear has me excited. He's the only male character I'm like, I cannot wait to put gear in this bad boy.
His gear's looking solid so far. I also like how the shaders changed the color of his arrows. I think that's pretty tight. But,
yeah. I'd agree. Well, no, I'm excited about Batman gear too, because man, his vanilla versions always suck ass in these games.
I don't mind it so much as long as it's like the base version. I didn't really like any of the Batman gear.
I've seen some that look like Batman, so I'm happy about that. Like, there's his fucking weird shit, whatever. Like, sometimes he has the bat liner on, and sometimes he doesn't, and then he switches over. I don't know what the fuck's going on here, but he has some cool masks that are in there. I've seen them. I know they exist.
I do look forward to the shaders for Batman. I'll say that. The shaders have me very excited for Batman. But I'll probably stick to his base design. I don't know. Well, so Green Arrow, Cyborg, did you throw your thoughts out there?
I like how you just tried to change the subject when you revealed your secret character's background. Like I wouldn't catch it.
We'll see. Green Arrow's very much in the territory of characters. Okay, I'll just say this. Green Arrow's not my secret character, but I am learning him. I'll say that.
I was talking about Batman.
What is this secret character bullshit? You have a secret...
Do you have a pocket? No, you fucking just tried. Look at you slipped up. You done slipped up, boy. You said, I'm just going to stick with the base character. You're clearly learning Batman. You're trying to pull the wool over everyone's eyes. And Django, here's the story of a lovely lady.
Yeah, it needs to be explained.
For real.
Tim
For those of us with the kids at home.
He has a secret character that he is going to learn and play, but he won't tell you who it is. I've eliminated pretty much 98% of the roster. It's down between basically Batman and Green Lantern. So it's one of those characters.
I'm not going to fall for it.
It's one of those characters, and yeah, he's a secret character that's supposedly going to make me happy, which both of those would fit the bill, and it also relates to the comics.
That's a weird detail.
So Redman knows who the character is, by the way. I told Redman so I can't bail if the character ends up being ass.
One of those two. It's got to be one of those two. So
what's the purpose of this mystery pocket? Like, what do you want to do with this thing? What's the function?
He just wants it to be a surprise when he plays the...
Yeah, it started out as like day one. Well, no, probably not day one. My character's probably not going to be ready till fucking like, I don't know, Sunday, just because I have so little time to play because of work. But the idea is, just when we do our first to 5, I'm going to go ahead and select. I'm going to drop this character on everybody. So I'm excited about that. It just gives me something to look forward to. Yeah,
Batman.
Because everyone knows I'm playing Blue Beetle. Everyone knows I'm playing Grodd. This is a way to come on.
What? I got him. I fucking got you down to 2, and we got 8 days left or whatever. I'm gonna have that character in lock.
It'll be fun. I'll say this. I recommend everyone have a secret character. It did wonders for my life.
The fact that he's willing to go to the abilities and he is accepting of abilities, that's like a secret character type of thing right there.
That's a good thing about this game. There are characters that are worth that. If I was going to do something as strange as that wasn't supposed to be a pun or anything either, but Aquaman looks pretty cool.
He does.
He got a great jaw.
I considered Aquaman as his secret character. It's not happening though.
And he's staff tier. I mean, fuck it. I said the same thing about Green Arrow. He's got his hat now, so he's hat tier. Hoods don't count. Sorry.
He's got like a crown, a hat, kind of a hat.
Well, who?
Aquaman?
Arrow?
Oh, okay.
No. Aquaman doesn't count. He's staff tier. He's not hat tier.
Okay.
Green Arrow, when he puts the trucker hat on, that's like hella hat tier.
That's hat tier, yeah.
He has a striker backwards hat, honestly.
Ooh.
Damn, I wish Striker had a backwards striker hat.
Yeah, right.
Holy shit. Wouldn't it be fucking sick if they give Raiden a trucker hat for gear?
That would be tight.
That would be the sickest shit. I would play Raiden. I might play Raiden anyway, but fucking gear hat for Raiden, that's kind of hype.
He's got the picture of Fujin on it. On the hat.
Oh, fuck.
I didn't mention it, man. It's a tradition.
You killed it. That's too much. That's fucking not cool. Real quick, how do you guys feel about Darkseid? Were you guys happy with that shit?
He's broken.
I'm digging him. I love a lot of his moves. I like his base set. Has a lot of options with his ability to use the Omega Beams in so many different ways. I'm not surprised that the behind him and coming behind the opponent Omega Beam is ability, because that's going to be pretty damn good. And I love his teleport in the air, in that you can come out of it with a overhead kick or a combo starter, or you can do the ground stomp. So he's got a lot of dirty options in terms of really fucking with your opponent and mix-ups and stuff like that. He looks like a lot of fun, and I just love his style. So I'm digging him. Right now, he's penciled in as my number 4, pending on other character statuses.
I do appreciate how dumb he looks. He looks not visual. His gameplay, like he looks, and they said as much on the stream. The dude, he's gonna be an effective scrubby character. If you want to just fucking. He's gonna be the punch walk guy this time, but better. He looks better.
The teleport shit has me worried. Like the overhead, low, and he can also combo into that with one bar. Like that's a bit ridiculous, because that's kind of ambiguous.
The meter burned aiming of the Omega Beams, like you already can't tell with that shit. But for the meter burn version, that could be like a low and shit. Oh my god, it's gonna be something.
I feel like Injustice 1 had a problem where the visuals of the game didn't communicate where you needed to block. So when he does that teleport and you have to guess whether it's going to be an air normal or a stomp that's going to put you into a combo, aka guess high or low.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish the game communicated better that that's a low, because they both look like overheads to me.
Yeah.
The only reason it's a low is the fucking shockwave, but that's not the first thing you see, so I'm not too worried about it, because when I saw, I don't know if it was Derek or Tyler, but they were backdashing that pretty consistently, so I'm not too worried about that mix-up. So you could probably, it's probably going to be like Shinox, where you can actually punish it if you anticipate it, but that was just so hard to do with MKX Online. And even offline, like, yeah, you can punish it consistently, but if you're wrong, it hurts, so.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, other than me thinking he's going to be a dumb character, I think he looks really interesting, like Cyborg said, and he looks fun. Like, he looks like a lot of fun. Like,
he does look fun, yeah.
Yeah. I'm really happy they put a lot of work into Darkseid instead of, like, Goro, where they barely put jack shit into.
I love that a super can track. Like, they were, like, drawing pictures with the fucking thing. Like,
yeah, that was...
It's fantastic. I think
that's a really good example of, like, it's dumb, but it's dumb fun. It's like, why is drawing with this fucking Omega Beam fun? It shouldn't be.
Like, if my opponent clearly blocks it, I'm just gonna like draw a heart or something. It'll be an exo sketch. I fucking can't talk anymore. Exo sketch heart. So it's gonna be all jaggedy.
Etch a sketch.
There you go. That's the one.
That's the one. Is anybody gonna be maining Brainiac?
I'll use him. I probably won't main him. It's not impossible, but it's strongly unlikely I'll main him. But he's a contender. I think he looks really good.
I feel like Brainiac kind of went and like came and went. Like he was there and then he kind of went.
Every character when they're first revealed, and especially after the breakdown, has that seemingly where a bunch of people are like, "I'm maining him." Dr. Fate had it. Swamp Thing had it. Some people jumped on the Ivy wagon for that as well. Brainiac definitely had it. Darkseid definitely have it. Scarecrow definitely had it. Captain Cold definitely have it. So there's always been those kind of, because I've looked at DLC polls and I'm like, when did this poll come out? And I'll look at the day, because I'll notice a certain character, like Ivy was like number 2 on one of the polls I looked at, and I'm like, no way she's like the number 2 most likely to be main. And I looked at the time and it was right after her trailer came out, and I was like, yep, that makes sense. So I think in the Flash had the same effect, where people were like super digging the Flash after his trailer. It's good. I mean, it's a good problem to have when you have like everybody loving the character after they first see him. But I definitely think that hype kind of dies down when people see what else is out there. And I think Brainiac is definitely one of those that people loved him at first, but then they're like, yeah, I'm going to go on to this other thing though.
I feel like some characters missed on that. But what's up, Redman?
I was just going to ask if Brainiac's gotten a breakdown yet. I can't remember.
Nope. I'm guessing that's what's coming this last week, because they are going to do another breakdown for this last stream.
Oh shit! I'm really looking forward to that gear stream. That's been
I've been
asking for that.
That was supposed to be in like
time.
March.
Yeah.
They did, and it's like I want to hear. Hopefully, they're going to talk about it. I'm sure they will. They have to. Like all the stupid ass names that somebody had to come up with for all this shit. Like even in the beta, there's just just so many fucking gear pieces. Someone's in there like ridiculous gloves of Robin Man. Like somebody has to write all this shit.
Oh man, that brings up a good point. You said that the only male character that you think the gear looks really good on is Green Arrow Temp. What about Bane? I thought the stuff they showed off Bane in this last breakdown stream that they did when they were going over like it was like the multiverse or the AI battle thing. The AI battle.
I do like
simulator.
the shaders. I'll say that the shaders look really good. The gear. I'll put it this way. I'm fairly neutral on his current gear, so it's like if his current. Good. All the masks were equally good to me. I'm not gonna say they all look the same, but they all do the same thing for me. It's all big guy metal mask. Like I don't really have a huge investment in what his mask looks like.
That is a great point. Like they've been very good at making a billion versions of gear pieces that look exactly the same. Like they'll be cycling through this shit sometimes like that's actually different. Holy shit it is. But it's good because they still work with like the overall whatever, and like that's well done design, but it's also like, well, this is like tomato here, and his masks.
You're like, this is the same thing, and they're like, no. Look, they hold up like a protractor to the screen. No, but it's at like a 2-degree angle to the left. That is not the same thing, sir.
This is the overwhelming gauntlets of pure brutality. The other ones were just the unyielding. It's incredibly different, sir.
Those are just the whelming ones. They're not overwhelming.
You know, you guys are describing Blue Beetle's gear like to a T. How many times do you shift those tit plates? How many times do you put those like slightly up or slightly down? Like they make
dude, that's how it is with everybody. Like fucking who was it? I think it was Flash. Maybe I was looking at. I don't know who it was. Fucking belt costume pieces. It's like this one just barely touches the hip. This one wraps around a little more. This one doesn't wrap around at all. It's like I'm saying. Like, I'm kind of complaining about it, but it's also like impressive how you can make that many pieces that are all equally like you changed. Really, that's crazy.
It's the epic years where it's all gonna be.
Fucking Green Lantern here. I know his love handles are gonna just have a billion variations that are like
slightly rotated.
Those I think I get my hands around a little better. I think this is where it's at. Fucking. Yeah, a lot of Bane's masks look like Call of Duty stuff, but
don't
Brainiac.
get us started on that. That's like Captain Cold and Deadshot in a nutshell is fucking Modern Warfare shit.
Does Brainiac look like that dude that played live action Tick to you guys?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The guy from Seinfeld and
I can never remember that dude's name.
Patrick Warburton or something like that. It's like Patrick Ward. I don't know. Something like
he does a lot of voice acting.
He does.
He's also in Family Guy. He's the voice of Joe, I think.
Yeah.
He looks like that dude to me, but maybe like a little older. And he looks like he's wearing shiny pajamas.
I think he looks like 70s Marlon Brando, but that's me.
I think he looks good.
I can see that, yeah.
With giant pecs.
He's huge.
Fair enough, yeah.
He's got big pecs. Damn. And he's a little hentai.
Yeah, quite a bit.
He's more than a little hentai. He goes full. He's lost Plagas. I said it before, but he really does remind me of some Resident Evil shit. It's okay though, because he's an alien in space. They're all about tentacles, or did we cover everything? Have we exhausted?
So. Yep.
Everything.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I was gonna say is like, you know how Cyborg was saying that like every character had their moment on top of the pole.
I don't remember that.
Well, basically, Cyborg was saying that every character had their moment on top of the pole. When they revealed someone, bam, they're like second place on the pole.
Interesting point. Good insight.
Two characters didn't get that, in my opinion. Firestorm, I feel like, never really got his hurrah, just because they revealed him so badly. And then Cyborg never really got that reveal.
Well, Cyborg is on the bottom of every single poll, and I do not say that. I do not say that as a person that's just not interested in the character. I'm not even kidding. I have 2 polls pulled up right now. Guess who's dead fucking last on both of them? And these are taken at different times. One on a poll with 943 total votes. Cyborg got 9 votes. 943 votes. Cyborg got 9 votes. Dead last. And then on the next one, you put people in order on how likely you are to main each character. So you list them from 1 to 29. So you actually list the entire roster and how likely you are to main them from first to last. Cyborg is dead fucking last.
I mean, that's a surprise. That's got to be a surprise to no one, though. Like, even NRS, not that that's why he's in the game. I remember, like, I was watching a Maximilian stream, and he said the same thing, like, during that community day or whatever they did out there in California. Like, everyone who got to go out there and play the game that day, like, no one was playing Cyborg. No one gave a fuck. And it's like, wow, why does DC insist on, like, doing this to people? Why?
No one wants to play.
Why is this happening?
I have no idea.
Why Cyborg? Why can't we just have Martian Manhunter? Come on, guys.
It's obvious.
My God, why is he in? Why is he in Justice League movie? Why is he in all these places?
At least Martian Manhunter was playable. I will say that. I really wanted him back, but I mean, it sucked.
Yeah, but to me anyway, that kind of did confirm that he wasn't going to be in this game.
DLC has become sort of a bittersweet subject because of that. Like, I don't really want any of my favorite characters to be DLC. I think it's a huge blessing that Lee May was not a DLC in MKX. I'm so glad I'm actually glad she wasn't default roster in MKX, because all the 50/50s made that game not bad. I still think MKX overall is a good game. I don't see myself ever going back to it just because all the mix-up it's so random who wins in that game. So I'm glad Lee May never went near that shit. I hope she's in MK11.
I also agree with that. Like, seeing how different characters are from Injustice 1 to Injustice 2, like, I'm really happy Dr. Fate wasn't in Injustice 1 because of how awesome he is in Injustice 2, so I'm hoping the same thing for Fujin with MKX and MK11. If they do put him in. So, I do agree with you on that.
I agree with you completely, but don't talk about Fujin.
My bad.
Come on, man. That is no. Never mind. Is there anything else that we wanted to cover? Do you guys want to talk any more about Hal Jordan or some shit?
I've covered pretty much everything. I think Hal Jordan looks good. His design's good, but yeah.
You think he sounds good, apparently?
Yeah, no, I think he sounds classy.
I prefer the Injustice 1 voice, but
yeah. I wish Hal Jordan was dead, but other than that, he's alright. I really think he should have died after the first Injustice.
Yeah, he's an asshole. Yeah.
Whatever podcast that was a billion years ago that we did, I said a lot of the good guys didn't die, and I meant the other way around. No bad guys died in that game. It's fucked up. And especially considering they killed Shazam. Like, fuck you, Hal.
I like the cowardice arc of Hal Jordan, but I get it. I know I kind of stand alone on that, but I do like his redemption story. So,
and that's the breadth of content you get here from the Warrior Shrine. It's no one can say that we're a one-trick pony. You can't, because sometimes we like Hal Jordan, and sometimes we think better of ourselves. Yeah, I think this is probably our last Warrior Shrine before the game comes out.
Not fucking gonna forgive Hal unless he can take Guy Gardner's fucking arm, shove it back into his socket like a fucking action figure, and then take him in his fucking Hawaiian shirt wearing ass and his flip-flop wearing ass, grab him from whatever planet he fell onto after he killed him in space from cold-blooded murder like a fucking idiot, and can somehow resuscitate or revive him back to life. Fuck him.
Dude, I agree. He went full Nazi in that game to me. He was a fascist. His boots got so tall. Like, it was crazy. That dude, go back, check the dude. No, he went full fascist. There's no forgiveness for him or Superman. Superman killed Billy Batson.
Yeah, Superman's on a whole nother level, but fucking dude, Hal is just all sorts of dirty.
Hal's no whatever. Wonder Woman's pretty gross too.
Were you gonna say Schnauzer? Wonder Woman. I think Wonder Woman's more redeemable than fucking Hal.
No, I can't agree with that at all. Because at least Hal wanted to leave the regime. Wonder Woman was so ridiculously like regime shirt wearing by the end of that game that real Wonder Woman had to put her in her place. Like, Hal at least felt bad about what happened.
I agree. Wonder Woman's a total bitch. I don't like the idea that we're not into torture, but yet we're gonna take Atlantis and put it in the fucking desert, and that's cool. Like, we're cool with letting people burn to death, but don't you torture that guy so we can get some information. That's not who we are. We also don't rule by fear, even though we put the fucking Atlantis into the desert. That is a fear tactic. Let's not get things mixed up here, folks.
And
I agree that Wonder Woman is just a piece of shit in the comic. It's just Hal just blatantly murdered his friends and teamed with his greatest enemy and led to all of his friends dying because of that team up, and that he was okay with that. Yet Wonder Woman just accidentally fucking killed Huntress. That was it. She accidentally broke her fucking neck. So her hands aren't as dirty.
Well,
she did help pummel that poor kid like into oblivion, and
dudes.
Then he ended up killing himself. So yeah, that wasn't good either.
Come on, man. It's fucking lore here.
The lore.
there's a time and a place, and this is neither.
You mean neither?
I mean, neither.
Neither realm.
Neither realm.
Neither realm.
Naitara.
I would like the neither realm. That sounds kind of cool.
Which realm would you like? Neither.
Yeah, neither realm, please.
Good choice.
I think we can all agree that Flash is the most redeemable out of all of them. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's still an asshole too, but at least he's redeemable.
After Shazam. I mean, because Shazam was a bad dude for a second.
Well,
so if he hadn't have died,
what's up?
Well, yeah, no, he was.
Yeah,
that was why he got killed, because he was trying to redeem himself right there. Wait a minute, I think I should redeem. Fuck you, you're dead, man.
Yeah,
I miss Shazam. Shazam's a good kid. I'm looking forward to the game. We're probably not going to do another podcast before the game comes out, unless there's surprises. But when the game comes out, there's going to be more of these. And we're going to talk more shit. And I'm hoping we're not going to talk more lore. I cannot believe you, Cyborg. You brought that shit in here with you.
I'm sorry. Razor really rubs off on me. It's my bad.
Fuck it. Okay.
It's the comics, man. They
it's fine.
Contaminated
Everybody, how are the comics so far? Real quick. How are the new comics?
The new Justice 2 ones, they're good.
Yes.
They're good.
Yeah, they're actually pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. I got to check those out.
Going on.
They're kind of brutal so far.
Okay.
Yes. People die. A lot of characters died really quickly.
Surprisingly.
Spoilers.
Heads explode.
Come on, man. Everybody go pre-order this game. It's the best game ever. This game is
Batman
sick.
died in the comics.
I'm looking forward to it. That would sell me on it. Okay? Look, don't tell lies that your fucking ass can't cash or whatever.
My ass can cash anything. For the right.
Everybody go pre-order the game. I did. I upped my pre-order. I'm psyched. I hope all you guys are psyched. Everyone is happy. Take care of yourselves and each other. Say bye, everybody.
Bye. Adios.